Hi Honeycomb families, it's Rich Alapack from We All Live Here for another episode of We All Live Here Wednesdays. Now today we were going to do an episode where we were outside and we were drawing on the sidewalk, but it decided to rain today. So what we're going to do today instead is pretend and use our imaginations that this is our sidewalk. So what I've done is I've put some brown paper down, and some of you may have seen this in your neighborhood. There's families who have been putting out like what looks like stained glass windows, but with sidewalk chalk on the ground. And if you haven't seen this in your neighborhood, well, I'm going to show you today how to do this. And it's really simple to do, but it looks really cool. And you only need blue painter's tape. Now I'm using like the medium-sized blue painter's tape. It's almost 2 inches, but the bigger, thicker one will give you less space to color, and the skinnier one might give you a little bit of too many things to color. So I like to use this size here, and then all you need is some sidewalk chalk. Now very few people may remember this, but We All Live Here actually got started by doing a lot of sidewalk chalk swap, using sidewalk chalk to create murals. And one of the first things we ever made was this Street Artist Toolkit, which came with a We All Live Here stencil and some sidewalk chalk. So I still have one of these, and we're going to get started. Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to divide our rectangle, our piece of sidewalk, into two, and we want to do that by creating 2 triangles. So we're going to go corner to corner and just push that tape down. And then what we're going to do is start just making this look like a stained glass window. So we're going to start going point to corner to point to corner. You really can't screw this up, but you can experiment with all kinds of different designs if you want. But I think you guys will just come up with something that looks cool and unique all on your own. And once you get this looking the way you want it to look, then you just color it in. So I'm gonna keep going. We're gonna do a few more of these. And you'll notice that I'm not really doing any straight lines. Straight lines being like making squares or rectangles. Instead, I'm trying to divide it up to give us more of that stained glass look that looks so cool when people do this. Now, I've also seen people do this on fences, which also looks kind of cool. And may look really neat depending on what kind of house you have. So I think we'll do one more. Just like that. And then all you're going to do is take your sidewalk chalk, pick some colors. These Crayola ones are kind of neat. They sometimes come as complementary colors that are packaged up together. And that kind of makes it easy to make sure that you make some choices that all look good together. But we're going to do something like this. Now, the thing I like to do is not just rub the chalk like a pencil. You want to use the side of the chalk so you can cover more area, and that will give you better coverage. Then, this is where you get your hands dirty. I like to smooth it in like this. Now, it's not going to look as good on this brown paper as it will when you do this outside on your sidewalk, but you still get the point. It smooths it all out and makes it look cooler. And you can even do things like gradients by combining a couple different shades of the same color, and maybe even graduate from yellow to red or something like that. But For now, I'm just going to keep going. Don't worry about it if you get it on the tape, because you're going to peel the tape away, and that's not going to matter. So it's okay if you get it on the tape. But you do want to make sure that your tape is down, it's pressed down. You're not getting any chalk in the areas where you don't want any chalk. So, put a light blue right here. Maybe a green. That's a little too yellow. That's better. Blues, and yellows, and oranges, and then you want to smooth it all out. Now, you could do this with your brother or your sister if you're under quarantine. And since you guys live together, this is okay for you guys to be closer. But if you want to do it with your neighbor, then maybe what you should do is just pick a couple different sections of the sidewalk so that you have your section and your neighbor is maybe 2 sections down or something like that, to make sure you're still socially distanced. But this is a good way to kind of make some art that looks cool in the neighborhood. Doesn't do any kind of damage. It'll wash away in the rain. But you're also kind of making it cool for your neighbors to come across something like this if they haven't seen it before. And they'll think you're pretty artistic. So there's our purple. And then just a couple more colors here. I think I'll try to find a darker red. There we go. And it's still kind of orange. There you go. And then let's do another green over here. My tape was coming up, so I pushed it down to make sure. Moms and dads, if you're looking at buying the sidewalk chalk for something like this, the Crayola chalk is really available, although I've heard that there's sort of a shortage on sidewalk chalk. I haven't looked myself. But the Crayola chalk, I think they kind of make it to get used up a little bit quicker, because it seems to be used up a little bit quicker. There's the school supply kind of chalk that doesn't come in as many colors, but it lasts a little longer. So if you're on a budget, that's something to think about. But again, it might just be kind of cool to have the more colors that Crayola provides. All right, we've got one more over there. And I think, look at my colors. This color over here. All right, now, one of the most fun things you can do when you're an artist doing something with tape is peel the tape. It's really satisfying to see what is underneath and to peel it up. So you can do that by, remember this was the first one we put down. So I can pretty much, not gonna work for all of them, but I can pretty much get all of them pulled up just from that first one. And I'm gonna start back over here, grab it again. Now I have to be really careful because mine is not the sidewalk. Mine is just this brown paper and it'll rip. But when you're doing this on the sidewalk, it'll come up really easily and look really good. So I'm gonna do this over here just to be a little bit safe. And voila, we've got our stained glass effect. So hopefully you guys like what we did here and you do this in your own neighborhood. We'd love to see some of your artwork if you want to do this in your neighborhood and how you've shared this with your neighbors. So if you do, feel free, shoot me an email with the picture, rich@wealllivehereproject.com, and maybe we'll put it on our Instagram. Thanks a lot, you guys.